Yeah. Yeah.
Black to white to go this way, and then I don't have the air for here. So I don't know if this is the way.
So Juliet asked whether she should do the pincer to build black territory on this side, or press here, but she didn't want white to create a structure. 이 협공을 보시는 거예요.
일단은 아까
That by solidifying this corner, pushing white this way, and then eventually playing here and black getting this corner, this is actually, black is actually very effectively reducing white's influence in this perspective.
그래서 만약에 여기 두더라도 백이 이런 쪽으로 두는 거를 생각할 것 같고요. 저 같으면은. 그래서 이거랑 이거 중에 뭘 선택하겠냐? 그럼 저는 이걸 선택하고요. 대신에 여기를 선택하더라도 이거는 뭐 실수라고 할 수 없을 정도의 그냥 사소한 문제라고 해요.
So, as that previous explanation has said, by black playing here and white playing here, that's actually, in his view, it's very, very good for black, as discussed. So from his perspective, white wouldn't have played that. White would have played something like this, or something else. But that being said, since it's an early part of the game, even if black had played there, at that point it's such a small stylistic issue, it's hard to say whether either was a mistake.
일단은 아까는 이제 실수라고 하기 어려울 정도라고 했는데요. 이거는 제가 봤을 때 실수는 실수예요.
So black's extension here is an objective mistake in his eyes.
보통은 이제 이렇게 두는 게 보통이고요.
So tiger mouth is the normal move usually.
그러면은 이런 식으로 백이 이런 식으로 뒀으면은 백이 좀 더 좋았을 것 같아요.
And in this situation, if white had responded this way, this would have been good. This is a very good for white.
그냥 끼고 이렇게 돼가지고 결과적으로는 이제 흙이 다시 괜찮아졌는데 이 두 손은 아까 이거에 비하면은 더 큰 실수라고 생각해요.
So whereas the initial discussion of whether this move was good or bad is not really it's not a problem, it's a stylistic issue. This extension was a bad move because of that previous move that Mr. Kim showed. This would have been very bad for black. But white also didn't take advantage of black's bad move. So in the end, both sides made a less than ideal move that sort of balanced out in his eyes.
I played here, but I'm confused if I can play here first and then jump, instead of just playing here, going very slowly.
You shouldn't play here.
Uh,
여기서 그 뭐지 이런 것도 약간은 좀 아쉽긴 한데 뭐 특별히 얘기는 안 했고요. 지금은 이게 여기 뒀는데 이게 제일 좋은 것 같다. This is the best.
Yeah,
I
so
think.
Mr. Kim says, the arrangements that led to this particular shape are not ideal, but he's not going to point them out because of time. But whether between this move versus this move, he thinks that this extension is secure.
when I played this move and I thought that I could kill these stones, but then I noticed that white could play here, and I noticed that I was dead. So then I think maybe I shouldn't have played here.
주위에서 원래 이 모양을 잡으려고
네.
했는데 실수.
네, 일단은 네 그거는 실수가 맞고요. 예를 들어서 여기 두면은 보통 이게 일단 일감이에요. 일감인데 그럼 또 백이 젖히든지 아니면 뭐 좀 이쪽을 두겠죠. 근데 만약 이런 교환이 없으면은 오히려 백이 젖히면은 똑같이 되면은 이제는 이렇게 안 두고 이렇게 둘 수도 있잖아요. 그러니까 여기가 어떻게 될지 모르기 때문에 이런 거는 사실 안 하는 게 좋고요.
Yeah, so Mr. Kim, so what had led to this situation was black playing here and here and leading white, inducing white to play to create a wall. And from his perspective, where things are unsettled, it's actually not good to settle them quickly. Playing here,
근데 뭐 네.
playing here and letting white play here, and then black can play here would actually be better for black. So he cautions against settling your stones too early and keeping opportunities alive.
게다가 실전에서는 이렇게 하고 나중에 행마를 이렇게 했는데 그랬으면은 이게 더더욱 이제 이걸 한 의미가 없기 때문에 사실 이런 안 해도 되는 것들을 많이 줄이는 게 중요해요.
So in the end, black played here and then here. And then black shaped eventually, white played there and then black played here. But if that was going to be the plan, then you don't even need these trades, and black could have just jumped.
그래서 이런 안 해도 되는 것들을 최대한 아끼는 게 더 빨리 잘 될 수 있는 방법.
So one of the best ways to improve your playing is actually to withhold from that urge or desire to play unnecessary moves, and to really just be concise and play the move that you desire. And if this was the jump, if that was the end goal, then these moves are accessory or unnecessary. And Mr. Kim did point out that this was a mistake.
bad, they'll just make a territory here. So I could here, but I think this is like too deep and I would easily die.
이거는 제일 삭감하는 방법에 대해서
일단 그 전에 얘기하고 싶은 거는 여기도 그렇고 여기도 그렇고 약간 입구자로 뒀는데요. 여기서도 이런 비슷한 느낌에서 입구자로 뒀고요. 여기서도 또 입구자로 뒀어요. 이거는 안 좋아요.
So Mr. Kim wants to point out sort of a pattern he's seeing. Juliet played the diagonal space twice, and he says that's not a good shape. And then Juliet's initial question was about how to reduce this area. As a preliminary matter, leading up to that, he said that these diagonal shapes are not good.
그래서 이런 모양에서는 날짜 어쨌든 이 입구자는 제일 마지막에 생각해야 다른 것들 제일 뭐랄까 제일 마지막에.
So when you're considering playing moves,
이런 모양에서 막 입구자는.
The diagonal move is actually the very last option you should consider, and you should consider all other options first, such as the knight's move or a one-space jump. And only when those moves are not preferable do you resort to the diagonal shape as a rule of thumb.
이것도 그다지 이거 역시도 좋은 행만은 아니에요.
So this jump is also not a very good shape.
만약에 해야 된다면 이쪽을 아까 이렇게 막히니까 여기 어디 들어가야 될지 어렵다고 했잖아요. 저도 보니까 어려워요. 그래서 그 전에 그렇게 안 만들었어야 되는 것 같아요.
So Juliet's initial question was, once this giant white shape was created, how do I invade? And even from Mr. Kim's perspective, that's actually an extraordinarily difficult question. So rather than thinking about that question, you have to ask the preliminary.
어떤 게 좋은지 이제 한 발 더 나가기 하면 약점이 있기 때문에 어떤 게 좋은지 확실하게 알 수는 없고요.
So Mr. Kim goes back to one of Juliet's initial questions, which was whether extending or playing this is good. He admits that when you play this, you can jump one more, so it looks like it's faster. But there's a weakness, and that weakness is certainly has to be very significantly considered.
이거는 절대로 지니까 이거는 언제든지 100% 악수예요.
So whenever black plays and allows white, or allows either side, whenever one plays and the other side makes a tiger mount, that move was a bad move. Inducing your opponent to play a tiger mount is good for your opponent. So in this case, white's made the tiger mount, so this is good for white.
그래서 이런 이제 두다 보면 이런 고민을 할 때가 많거든요. 이게 조금 더 좋긴 한데 이걸 주기 위해서는 뭔가 확실한 악수를 해야 되는 그런 얘가 조금 더 나아 보이기는 한데 여기를 주기 위해서는 조금 확실한 악수를 해야 되는 그런 이제 상황들이 많이 오는데 그럴 때 확실한 악수를 해야 된다면 한 95% 정도는 그 선택을 안 하는 게 좋아요.
So this is a perfect situation that describes the dilemma we're often in. Playing this one jump seems like it's a great move. It's faster, more efficient. But to get to this one jump, I have to play a bad move first that makes white shape stronger. So if I'm in ever a dilemma where I have to play a bad move first to play a really good move, in 95% of the situations, that's just a bad move. If you have to play a bad move to get to the good move, that's not a good situation. That's it.
그래서
감사합니다.
뭔가 악수변을 보통 할까 말까 하면은 하라고 하잖아요. 그게 이런 거라면 할까 말까 돼서 그러니까 95%는 안 하는 거예요.
So as a final rule of thumb, a summary of this game, if you're ever in a dilemma where I need to play this bad move to play this good move, just
Don't do it.
All right. Thank everyone so much. I think we're